So you're a beginner and you want to animate graphics in iMovie? It's super easy. Let me show you how to do it. Alright, so if you're new to my channel, can you just do me a favor and subscribe? I do videos on a ton of Apple stuff, other electronics as well. Sometimes I do PCs and stuff, but mostly Apple. I do reviews of tech, everything else. Sometimes I do like iMovie tips and tricks, just like I'm going to do in this one. So please subscribe if you can. In this video, what I'm going to do is show you exactly how to go about creating animations in iMovie. And if you're a beginner, it's really easy. So something like this right over here. Let's say, there it is. So let's just say you want to drop in some graphics, or you want something to animate like your email, or you want, just anything you want that's going to add some motion to the screen. And let's just say you're a beginner and you're new with iMovie. You're someone that's getting into YouTube videos and you just want to go ahead and create something that's, presentable. You don't want to spend, $300-400 on Final Cut Pro. You just want to use free iMovie, but you want to create really cool videos just for YouTube. Have some animations again, kind of like this. And just to show people that you can do it, number one. Number two, add some effects to your videos to make them more interesting. And so how do you do that? How do you do that without getting the really expensive stuff? So what I'm going to do in this video is just show you really quickly. It's going to be a quick video. You probably can learn in about 5 minutes how to do this. So without further ado, let's get into it. I don't want to drag this out. I'm going to show you how to do it. Watch closely. You'll be an expert in 5 minutes. All right, now there's a lot of different ways you can do this. I'm going to show you just a way that's easy to think about. So stay with me here. Let's get into it. First things first, I have basically Keynote open for you. And I'm only going to use Keynote in iMovie, like I said, nothing to be paid with. So go ahead and you open up Keynote. This is what it looks like. Go ahead and click on Basic White, this one right here. So just a basic presentation. And I'll go ahead and move this up here so everyone can see it. So here we go. Here's a basic, this will be our movie screen. So I'm just gonna remove all this text. I don't want this text in here. So first things first, there's a lot of shapes. And again, you can go out and find transparent shapes and a whole bunch of different icons that you can pay for. I'm just gonna use what's built into Keynote for my example here. So up at the top, you see shapes right here, this little button, click on that. And there's a bunch of different things. There's like nature, food, whatever you want. So we can, you can scroll through whatever you want. Let's say it's a piece of cheese or whatever, like that. So there's a piece of cheese. Let's go ahead and do that. So there you see the size of the cheese. So what I want to do is, right off the bat, I'm just going to make this orange. So it looks like an orange piece of cheese. See that? Pretty funny. So now what I want to do is, I'm going to use a green screen for this technique because anything that's green, you'll know will not show up in your video, and anything that isn't green will show up. And that's an easy way. You can use transparent images, which is probably the main way to do this, but I wanted to show you an alternative method. So first things first, let's change, first of all, let's animate this piece of cheese. So you click on the piece of cheese here, and you go up, see up here in the right-hand corner, it says Animate, click on that. And then click Add an Effect right there. Now there's a million different effects you can create, millions of them here. But I'm going to have this drop it. I'm going to click Drop, see it right there. Click on that and see, look at that. You can go ahead and up here, you can say Preview and watch it again. See how it just comes in and bounces there on the left? That's what's going to happen in your movie. And it's going to happen on this part of your movie. So you have to kind of know where you are versus where you want this to happen. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to click on the big part of the screen over here, not the graphic, but the big part. And I'm going to go to Format over here. See over here, up here, Format, and make sure I'm clicked on the background. For background color, I'm actually going to make this green color right there. So now, what did I tell you? Anything that's green, when using a green screen effect, is not going to be shown in your video, and any other color will be. So let's go ahead and, if we go back to Animate, we can add an effect or whatever, but up here is play, see it up here, and I can click on that and I can see that, really quickly the cheese falls in. So all we have to do now is just, while we have the green screen here, is I'm just going to go File up here, Export to, and then we're going to do Movie. See it there? And what I like to do is you can do whatever you want. I tend to go custom on the resolution, frame rate, 30 frames per second, and then I usually choose Apple ProRes 4444 on this, and then I click Next, and then it's going to ask you for a name. I'm just going to say cheese image, just like that. I'm going to export this. And there's our video. So what we're going to do with this is, long story short, I'm going to show you how this looks in the video in a second. But so far, so good. This is how you do this. All right, so now I'm in iMovie, and I want to show you exactly how to add this to your movie. So for instance, I'm going to actually add it to my clip over here. So all I got to do is take that clip I just saved, and I called it cheese image, if you remember. See it here? I'm going to drag that into my, up here into my files. and then just drag that onto my timeline like this. Check that out. So there it is, right? Now if I play my video right now, watch this. You're going to see that you see the green is over it. So all we have to do is just select the image that I have. Go over here, if you can see my icon, click on this, it says video overlay, and then you want to go ahead and change this where it says cutaway, change it to blue green screen, and you can see it there. Check that out. You also have the option of, you can drag this to make sure it fits the screen or what have you, but so there's the image there. So now what I can do is over here, if I play this, let's watch what happens.
It's really easy. So something like this, right?
See, now I moved it the wrong way, so I got to move it a little bit further. Let's try it one last time.
Something like this, right over here. Let's say, there it is.
So there you have it. So that's one way you can actually do kind of animations like this and add them to your videos. So that's one way to do it. I'll do it again really quickly for you to show you one more time. All right, I'm going to show you how to do that skull effect I showed you earlier, the pink skull. So let's go ahead. Let's go to Keynote again, open up the basic white. I'm just going to do this really fast to show you how fast this can be. I'm going to remove all the text like this. We're going to go up to shape up here, and then we're just going to type in skull, and there it is. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to make it fairly big like this, as big as you want it, and throw it over here, right? So I'm going to make sure this is a different color. I'm going to make that pink, just like that. All right, and then what did I say? We click on, well, first of all, let's animate this. So we'll click on the skull. Up here in the upper right-hand corner, click on Animate, add an effect, and there's this dissolve here, see it there? And I'm going to click on that, and that's not the one I wanted, actually. Let me go ahead and change. Now I can go to change there. I think this one, I got to figure out what this one's called. This one is something different, and I'm going to need to figure out what it is here. Oh, it's confetti down here. Look for confetti. Click that, and there we go. Look how cool that is. So we'll preview it again. See that? So all I have to do now is click on the big part of the screen, make sure I'm off of my pink skull, go back up here to Format, see up here, and then click on Color Fill. So what I want to do is I want to have the background, we want to go ahead and make that this green color like I said. And then we can go ahead and, we're done basically. So all I got to do then here is I go back up to File, Export to Movie. And again, I use custom 30 frames, Apple ProRes 444. Click like this. I'm going to call this Skull 2. Export that out. There it goes. So then I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here and we're going to open up iMovie. And we'll just add it to the end of this thing. So I'm going to go, I already had done it earlier, so don't worry about that. But I'm going to drag this one in. So I'm going to open up Finder, put Skull 2 here, drag it in. There it is up here. I'm going to drag this on top of my timeline right there. Now if I play this, watch what happens.
And it makes it look like you're using something a little bit better.
It does work, but there's green there, so I just make sure I click this green image here. Go back up here, click this icon here, make sure, hit cutaway, and then go to blue-green screen, just like that. And then all I got to do is play this again, and you'll watch in there up here.
It makes it look like you're using something a little bit better than iMovie.
And there it is. So that's how you do that. Just wanted to show you really quickly. That's all there is to this. It's super easy. You can do this with any image you find out there, any transparent image, but you can just find images like this and do the same technique. Works really well.
All right, so what do you think there? Pretty easy, huh? Now, obviously, I'm using all free stuff. It's going to either be, iMovie you can use, or you can, also Keynote's going to be something you can use as well. So if you have those two programs, which every single Mac does, then you can do this. And again, once you get the system down, it should take you literally 5 minutes to add some cool effects to any video that you create. And it makes it look like you're using something a little bit better than iMovie. Now, I've used iMovie only because that's what I learned on. I do know Final Cut Pro, but I actually haven't even purchased it yet. I do have demos and stuff I used, and I created some videos on them. But I just don't need that right now. I do more tech stuff. I do reviews, tips, tricks, and this is all I need. I mean, this does everything I need if you know all the tricks to iMovie. So it's a good product, and it renders really quickly on old machines, so no problems whatsoever. If you guys can help me out and subscribe to my videos, I make videos like this, but I also make more, I think, tech tips, video, reviews of different Apple equipment I have. I have iMacs and I have everything else. So subscribe to my channel if you can. It's going to really help me out. I'm growing, small channel. Need everything I can get so I can continue. Talk to you guys soon. I stole my sign off from somebody very famous, but talk to you soon again. Peace.